I'm here with J.J. Burke, who is the Fire Prevention Officer for the town of Sandwich. And we want to talk a little bit about some of the new technologies that are available. And they really cover a gamut of different things, from tracking people who tend to wander all the way into figuring out where somebody might be in a burning, smoking building and guiding them out of it. And JJ has been on the forefront of this for a number of years and has worked with quite a few different companies and people in helping to tweak and develop some of these technologies. And just came from this week a seminar that was at the BU Medical School where a number of these things were covered, and only the week after this massacre happened in Newtown, Connecticut. So it all was very timely, in spite of the fact that it was planned several months ago to do this. So give us a bit of a rundown on some of the technologies that they were talking about, and some of the things that you've been putting into play in Sandwich already.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Part of my one of my other jobs is I'm an instructor at the Boston University School of Medicine's graduate program in healthcare emergency management. And back in August, we identified active shooter as one of our themes for the fall semester. And as part of that, we brought together companies with new technologies that we thought would play an active role in mitigation of these potential active shooter incidents. So some of the technologies that we were able to demonstrate this week was digital floor plans, and that was one aspect. We looked at boosting cellular coverage within hardened structures, and then we looked at a new iPhone application. And looking at all that, we decided bringing all three of those together would make for an interesting package. So what we did is we had an active shooter incident, and we were able to merge those three technologies. So what it allowed to do is the iPhone application would be on your Droid or iPhone, would allow you to dial 911 straight off an application. It would also send your location and pin it on the floor plan. And not only would it allow it to be a macro view of where you were address-wise, but then we could actually go inside the building and see your specific location, and they call it indoor GPS. And for that to be functional, we would need the signal inside the building to be able to be boosted, and the third company that we brought in provides just that service. They do an analysis of all four cellular providers in that space and provide an antenna that is across all four of those spectrums. It is not specific to the carrier to boost coverage within that area. So conceivably, you'd be able to activate your iPhone application, and public safety be able to see where you were exactly inside a building, which is very exciting.
Including if you move from one place to another.
Correct. Once you activate the application, the tracking portion of your iPhone goes active. You would have to manually shut that off. So if you were in an active shooter situation like we simulated this week, and you were hiding and you were looking for an evacuation route, you could conceivably have the dispatch center text you directions as they are looking at the same floor plan of the building and tell you which doorway to access for an exit and where to reunify with the rest of the students or the faculty members that are on the campus. And again, this is the next cutting edge technology that we see.
So after the first responders show up, and particularly the SWAT type teams that might be clearing the building, how does this type of system play into that?
So the SWAT officers could also have the iPhone application activated as they enter the building, and their icon would appear on the floor plan, and we would be able to see their movements. And if they are unfamiliar, which is sometimes the case, you have regional SWAT teams that may not necessarily be familiar with the layout, we could guide them through the digital floor plans as to what rooms to clear. And an additional feature with the floor plans is the commander is able to color code each of the rooms as they are either searched and cleared, and those colors are red, yellow, and green. So it gives you a good snapshot of what's been done already and what still needs to be searched and cleared. And it was very exciting to see it all in action in a 10-minute window that these technologies came together.
So tell us about how practical it is cost-wise to actually be able to map some building, say for example the Sandwich High School.
Yep, so the Sandwich High School we had done by this company, and it was a very affordable 3 cents per square foot, and what the company provided was not only the floor plans digitized, but high definition pictures of doorways, and even to the level of the chemistry storage area, there is an icon on the floor plan that you click, and it brings up all the chemicals that are stored within that particular area. And then you can go chemical specific, which would then draw up the material safety data sheet, and we would have access to look at how to respond, how to medically treat somebody that's exposed, and all that is accessible from any smart device, including a laptop, an iPhone, an iPad, or an iPad mini.
So this wouldn't necessarily just be something that you might have with an active shooter situation, but this would be effective in the case of a fire with firefighters going in as well, no?
Potentially. The only issue with firefighting right now is, of course, the amount of heat that's generated in a fire. So the folks at Worcester Polytech Institute are mounting an aggressive program to try to get that technology down where the heat and the smoke will not affect the transmitting signal. But it is multi-use, and another use of it is for emergency medical services. If they are in a part of the building that it is better for us to park on a certain side of the building and access a doorway, that information is readily available for us on that digital floor plan.
In a minute or so, give us an idea of what we've done with kids that have a tendency to wander, and applying the same technology potentially to Alzheimer's patients or other dementia patients who also do the same thing.
So at BU we worked with a company out of Wilmington, and they provided a small transponder, and we worked with the functional needs community to see if this would be applicable. We've had several design phases to go through, and we're trying to make it small enough where it could be affixed to the individual, but we were able to test it here actually in Sandwich in 2009 with the collaborative. It provided very useful information, and in fact we had significant buy-in from the functional needs community that this is something that is needed. There's still further research and some regulatory hurdles that need to be done, but we're very excited that this technology could save lives, because right now they are tracked with a antenna type bracelet, and this would be instantaneous GPS locations.
It's terrific stuff, JJ. I really appreciate it. You've taken this job of fire prevention officer well beyond what we all think that job involves. And we're very proud that you've actually done that over the last half a dozen years, and we're very fortunate to have you here in town.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.